Hello, this is servant of Yahawah. Call, halal, ahba, Yahawah, baha, sham, Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elders and the Akim out there doing the work in truth and sincerity. Okay, this lesson that I'm going to do is going to be on marriage, a virtuous woman, and whoredom. The other night on the Brother Street Teacher, one of my elders that I learned from, good man, there was questions about marriage and whoredom and stuff like that. So I got some scripture I want to share with y'all. First off, I want to give some good scriptures about the women, because there is some women out there that are virtuous and they are daughters of Yahawah, and we are commanded to be fruitful and multiply. Some of us choose to be eunuchs, but some of us choose to take wives. It's up to the individual. So let's get to it. Let's see. Romans 7:2. I'm going to start off. It says, "For the woman which hath an husband is bound by the law to her husband, so long as he liveth. But if the husband be dead, she is loose from the law of her husband. So then, if while her husband liveth she be married to another man, she shall be called an adulteress. But if her husband be dead, she is free of that law, so that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another man." So whenever you join flesh with it, whenever you're twined, whenever you become one flesh by having sex, which is marriage, she could be your wife or a lesser wife. If she leave you and her husband still be alive, she's an adulterer. Okay. All right. And then she could be released from her marriage if the husband be dead. That's what that says. So it doesn't mean brothers, you're not gonna just put your woman away like that. It doesn't mean that you could just go putting your wives away. If you're gonna take a wife, you're gonna be a man and take care of her. Ephesians 5:22-25. Now this is what it says in Ephesians. It says, "Wives, submit yourselves unto your husbands, as unto the Lord, as unto Yahawah. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Hamashiach is the head of the church, and he is the Savior of the body. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Hamashiach, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything." So the wives submit to the husbands, okay? But here's the kicker. Husbands, love your wives, even as Hamashiach also loved the church and gave himself for it. So love your wives. If you love your wife, you're not going to put her away. All right. I have a lot of scripts. Some of them are going to be good. Some of them are going to be bad. So it's our duty to love our wives as men of the Lord. Okay. Let's go to Deuteronomy 23:18. It says, let's start at 17. It says, "There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel." Okay. Sodomite is someone that has anal sex with the same sex or the opposite sex. And it says also with the animal as well in the Webster's Dictionary. Let's go to sodomy. Okay, it says anal or oral copulation with the member of the same or opposite sex. Also, copulation with an animal. So, it says 18. Thou shalt not bring the hire of a whore or the price of a dog into the house of the Lord thy God for any vow, for even both these are an abomination unto the Lord thy God. Okay, it says, thou shalt not bring the hire of a whore, which is a prostitute for money, like someone that has sex for money. Okay, that's an abomination unto the Lord. Or the price of a dog. So a woman that's a whore shall be counted as a dog. It says you should not bring them into the house of the Lord for any vow. So whenever you have sex, that's joining your flesh to one. So that's like a vow to Yahawah, to make them your wife, to be joined. Okay. So let's go. So these are going to be good and bad here because I just have some written down. So, okay, Proverbs 11 and 22. It says, as a jewel of gold in a swine's snout, so is a fair woman which is without discretion. So a woman without discretion is basically dirty and unclean, like a jewel in a swine's snout. A swine is a pig, and it's an abomination unto Yahawah. So she's really unclean, Let's see, Proverbs 31 and 10. We're going to go 10 through 12. It says, who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doeth safely trust in her. So he could trust in her, don't worry about her. It says, so that he shall have no need of spoil. So he doesn't have to go spoil. So a woman's going to help. She's going to help him, a good woman. She will do good. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. Now that's a virtuous woman. Let's go to the next one. Let's see, go 1 Corinthians 6 and 15. It says, know ye not that your bodies are the members of Hamashiach? Shall I then take the members of Hamashiach and make them the members of an harlot? Yahawah forbid. What? Know ye not that he which is joined to an harlot is one body? For two, saith he, shall be one flesh. But he that is joined unto the Lord is one spirit. So, how there's different parts of Yahawashi. It says that so we're all parts of Yahawashi, okay? All right, and it says you think that he is gonna make us all part of a harlot, Yahawah forbid. It says what? It says, know ye, don't ye know that he which is joined to an harlot is one body? So you're part of the sin. Like you're gonna be part of the sin. Like we don't do that, If you're part of Hamashiach, you're not gonna be messing with these damn harlots and shit. That's what I think they're way out of line for saying that type of stuff. It says, for two, saith he, shall be one flesh, so you shall be joined to your sin. You wanna go be an adulterer, basically. All right, 1 Timothy. See, 1 Timothy 5 and 14. Okay, it says, I will therefore that the younger women marry bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. So that's what Yahawashi wants, is for the younger women to marry, bear children, and guide the house. So you women, you are really important, because we need our mothers to help rear us up, because a lot of times the fathers are out of the house working to take care of the family. So a mother, a woman, a virtuous woman is very important. Okay. Um, and if you're doing what you're supposed to, you give none occasion for the adversary to speak reproachfully. Okay. Let's see. Go to Titus 2 and 3. Okay, we're going to go 3 through 5. It says, the aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of Yahawah be not blasphemed. That's what you're expected to do as a woman. That's the path that a virtuous woman, a good woman of Yahawah is gonna do. She's gonna walk that path, being good to her husband, taking care of the kids, and they're not gonna complain about it, because that's what the Lord made women for. If you don't like it, then you're not a woman of the Lord. First Peter 3, verse 1 through 4. Okay. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives. Okay, so basically that first verse, says, likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your husbands. Okay, that if any obey not the word, like your husband doesn't obey the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives. So you're gonna try to win your husband over to follow Yahawah. Okay, it says, while they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear, whose adorning let it not be that outward adorning. So you're not gonna win over your man by your outward appearance. Okay, like outward adorning of plaiting the hair, like fixing your hair up, braiding it and stuff, and of wearing of gold, or of putting on of apparel, like seducing your man. It says, but let it be the hidden man of the heart, and that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of Yahawah of great price. So you're gonna be winning over the man by the goodness of the inside of you, by your heart, like being good, following the commandments of Yahawah, being a woman of God. And you're not gonna be seducing him by the way you look. You're gonna win him over by, being a woman of God, and that's gonna bring out the best of your husband. Like he's gonna bring out the better man inside of his heart, and that's what Yahweh was looking for, and so that's the one you're gonna bring into the fold. Okay, let's see. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus 26, 1 through 3. It says, blessed is the man that hath the virtuous wife, for the numbers of his days shall be double. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace. A good wife is a good portion, which shall be given in the portion of them that fear Yahawah. So, blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife, that find you good women out there, because you are out there. Like, I've been married for 19 years to the same woman, and I love her, and she is a good woman, and I've always been like a righteous person, and I see that is true. All women are somewhat rebellious, but as a man of the Lord, you have to be in wisdom how you deal with your women. If you treat her good and you treat her the way the Lord said to love her, like Yahawashi loved the church, then your wife, she's gonna follow you, man. But if you're just a tyrant, being an asshole to her and shit, you deserve that, man. You deserve a wicked woman, because a wicked woman is a portion of a wicked man. Okay, now let's go to let's go to the marriage. I have some scripture on marriage. See, look, let's go to the marriage. Okay. It says, Exodus 21:10. If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. And if he do not these three unto her, then shall she go out free without money. So if you take on another wife, you cannot diminish her food, her clothing, and the duty of marriage. So the duty of marriage is taking care of her, and you gotta please your wife too. Pleasing her, like humbling her and stuff. You know what I mean? And if you diminish any of that, then she can go out free without money, is what that says. Okay? It says Exodus 34:15. Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go a whoring after their gods, and do sacrifice unto their gods, and one call thee, and thou eat of his sacrifice, and thou take of their daughters unto thy sons, and their daughters go a whoring after their gods, and make thy sons go a whoring after their gods. So this is you're not supposed to take their sons and daughters unto you from these other nations, because they're gonna make you go after their gods. Say if they were into Buddha, they're gonna still follow Buddha, and they're gonna try to make your sons and your daughters follow Buddha. That's the reason why we don't take these other nations. Okay, say Deuteronomy 7:3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. For they will turn away thy son from following me, says Yahawah, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you, and destroy thee suddenly. Just like I said, that's why we don't give our sons to their daughters, and we don't take their daughters and give them to our sons, because they will take us away from following Yahawah. That's the other nations. Deuteronomy 24:3. And if the latter husband hate her, and write her a bill of divorcement, and giveth it in her hand, and sendeth her out of his house, or if the latter husband die, which took her to be his wife, her former husband which sent her away may not take her again to be his wife, after that she is defiled, for that is an abomination before the Lord. And thou shalt not cause the land to sin, which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance. So that says that if you write her a bill of divorcement, if he hate her, write her a bill of divorcement, and giveth it in her hand, and send her out, and she gets another husband, and then they join flesh, she's defiled, which is joined flesh, and she married him, that you can't take her back. She's defiled. It's a sin. You can't take your wife back if she be with another man. So that's what it's saying. Joshua 23:11. Take good heed unto yourselves that ye love the Lord your God. Else if ye do in any wise go back and cleave unto the remnant of these nations, even these that remain among you, and shall make marriages with them, and go in unto them, and they unto you, know for certainly that the Lord your God will no more drive out any of these nations from before you, but they shall be snares and traps unto you, and scourges in your sides, and thorns in your eyes, until ye perish from off this good land which the Lord your God hath given you. And still, you should follow it. That's what it says. Don't make marriages with these other nations. So that's self-explanatory. All right, here we go. Matthew 5:31. It hath been said, whoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a writing of divorcement. But say unto you that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication. Okay, fornication is to go and have sexual relations. Let's look it up real quick. So just that way, some of you might not know. It says consensual sexual intercourse between two persons not married to each other. Compare adultery. Okay. So it says, but I say unto you that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, for sexual relations, cause her to commit adultery. And whosoever shall marry her that is divorced, committed adultery. So whenever you make her an adulteress like that, then the man that lay with her, but he's committing adultery by laying with her. And also, if you send her away like that, and just to fornicate, that makes you an adulterer too. You'll see. Matthew 19:4. It says, and he answered and said unto them, have ye not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female, and saith, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh. So they become one flesh. Wherefore they are no more twined, but one flesh. What therefore Yahawah hath joined together, let no man put asunder. It says, they say unto him, why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away? He said unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your heart, suffered you to put away your wives. But from the beginning, it was not so. So basically, in the beginning, when we were more honorable people, we didn't go jump wife to wife, and we didn't go, because we were more honorable people, wiser than what we are now. So it wasn't like that. So it was kind of, I guess it was rare for you to put away your wife. But let's see, 19:9, it says, and I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication. So if she have sex with another man, and shall marry another, committeth adultery. And whoso marrieth her which is put away doeth commit adultery. It says, so whosoever shall put away his wife, except to be for fornication, shall marry another, and shall marry another committeth adultery. So it's saying if a man put away his wife, except like if she doesn't commit fornication, and he just says, "Oh, I'm gonna put her away," because I don't like the way she's acting or whatever, like if he says he's just gonna put her away for just because he wants to get another woman or something, it says and shall marry another committed adultery. That man is committing adultery. That's what Yahawashi says. And whoso marrieth her, which is put away, doeth commit adultery. So if you marry her, which is put away, you commit adultery too. If she's divorced in that manner. And Mark 10:5, and Yahawashi said unto them, for the hardness of your hearts, he wrote you this precept, the same thing, but in a different book. It says, but from the beginning of the creation, Yahawah made them male and female. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife, and they twine shall be one flesh. So then they are no more twine, but one flesh. What therefore Yahawah hath joined together, let no man put asunder. And in the house his disciples asked him again of the same matter. And he saith unto them, whosoever shall put away his wife and marry another committeth adultery against her. And if a man shall put away her, and if a woman shall put away her husband and be married to another, she committeth adultery. So it goes both ways on that one, Whoever shall put away his wife and marry another committed adultery against her. Now, that doesn't mean you can't have more than one wife, That's like saying if you put away your wife just so you could go take this other wife on, you're committing adultery. You could have more than one wife, but you can't diminish your wife's her raiment, her food, as we had read earlier, and your duties as a husband. Let's see, Tobit 4:12. Beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers, and take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe. For we are the children of the prophets Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred, and were blessed in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land. Now therefore, my son, love thy brethren, and despise not in thy heart thy brethren, the sons and daughters of thy people, and taking a wife of them. For in pride is destruction and much trouble, and in lewdness is decay and great want, for lewdness is the mother of famine. So take you a wife or a husband of your people, of your father's tribe. That's what's recommended in Tobit. That's what he tells them. You should take he tells them you should take, a wife of your father's tribe, So that's what he said. Ecclesiasticus 7:25. Marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter, but give her to a man of understanding. And so, whenever you have your daughters and she becomes of age, marry her off to a man that is in the faith, that's following Yahawah, and that's the best thing for your daughter. See. Okay, some of these divorce laws. Let me go through Ecclesiasticus 25 and 26. Let me make sure I didn't miss one for y'all. It says, if she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh, and give her a bill of divorce, and let her go. And that was one of the old laws, which is still stands. When we were honorable, our women obeyed us. So that was rare for you to have to cut a woman loose like that with a divorce. you know. So, Yahawashi said that if you let her go for something like that, you're gonna be an adulterer. So, because a lot of these people were different minded, we don't behave like how we used to. So, Deuteronomy 24:1, it says, when a man hath taken a wife and married her, and it come to pass that she find no favor in his eyes, because he hath found some uncleanness in her, then let him write her a bill of divorcement and give it in her hand, and send her out of his house. So if he don't find favor in if she don't find favor in his eyes, okay, and he finds something unclean in her, then he could write a bill of divorcement, which uncleanness would most likely be like fornication, adultery or something like that. That I'm pretty sure that's what they were meaning. What Yahawashi was bringing out the meaning of that. All right, Deuteronomy in 3, it says, and if the latter husband hate her, and write her a bill of divorcement, and giveth it in her hand, and sendeth her out of his house, and if the latter husband die, which took her to be his wife, her former husband would send her away, may not take her again to be his wife. After that, she's defiled, for that is an abomination before the Lord. And thou shalt not cause the land to sin, which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance. Which we went over that one. If you separate, you divorce your wife, and she's defiled by another man, don't take her back. It's against the law. Okay, so we went over to Matthew, to hit this one more time, because like a lot of people, they'll read part of the law and then they'll go back to the other side, and they want to pick and choose. But so let's just go back to Matthew 5:31. Let's see, Matthew 5:31. It says, it hath been said, whosoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a writing of divorcement. But I say unto you, that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, because you put away your wife so you could go be with another woman, causeth her to commit adultery. So you make her an adulterer. And whosoever shall marry her that is divorced committeth adultery. So you make your brother become an adulterer too, the one that takes your wife to be his wife. So you're causing sin. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, now let's get into some more of the laws. Let's go to Romans 13:8 for all the brothers out there listening. 13:8. It says, owe no man anything but love one another, for he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law. For this, thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt not covet. And if there be any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in this saying, namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Love worketh no ill to his neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law. So as you can see, the commandments, they still stand. You cannot commit adultery. If a woman lay with a man, they are joined in flesh, they are married. Okay? And so if a woman leave her man, or she become a whore and prostitute, she is an adulterer. And if you are a man of the Lord and you go lay with her, you're an adulterer. She doesn't even have to be a whore. She could just be which is basically a whore, but a promiscuous woman. she might be going through boyfriend and boyfriend, but having sex with all of them. She's an adulterer, man. If you lay with the woman like that, you're becoming an adulterer too. And that's not being over righteous. That's just the law. The law is not grievous. You should be able to follow the law. You know, um, let's go to 1 Corinthians 6:9. It says, "Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahawah? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, which is adulterers, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind." So you're not going to inherit the kingdom, brothers. Like you got to follow the laws, man. Don't just start thinking that you're over righteous, leaning on your own understanding. You got to submit to the law and submit to Yahawashi. And then it says, "He that transgress the smallest sin transgress them all." So if you think that you're just gonna go and fornicate with this whore, and be an adulterer, and that you're just gonna come back into the fold and Yahawashi is gonna forgive you, you're breaking all the laws. You're breaking them all. And then it says that if you know the law and you transgress against the law, that there's no sacrifice that you could be forgiven for that sin. So take heed to me. you know um Grab you a woman and then just keep the one woman. you know if Yahweh bless you to have more than one wife, then you be blessed to have more than one wife. But it's rare to find a good woman, because a lot of these women are selfish, and they're not gonna follow you, man. It's gonna be rare to find a woman to follow you. Let's go to Hebrews. See, Hebrews 13:4. It says, "Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers God will judge." Let's see what a whoremonger is. So in case you don't know, a man consorting with whores or given to lechery, see lechery, inordinate or indulgence in sexual activity. So a promiscuous man, a promiscuous man, a promiscuous man, which pretty much is an adulterer, and Yahweh will judge you. See, you're not gonna get out of it. He's gonna judge you. You can't just go running around thinking that you're just gonna have sex with these wives. We're here for long suffering to be inflicted until Yahawashi comes back. So if you choose to be with the woman, you better choose wise, and you better honor that. If you're an upright man, you better take care of your wife. Don't be running around and running around with these other women unless you make them your wife. If you lay with them, you better take care of them. We don't do that as man of the Lord. We don't go have sex with all these women and just let them go, and then we don't take care of them. We don't mess with these unholy women, these unclean women. That's not how an honorable man does. So pretty much that's all I got for this lesson. So there is honorable women out there, and I know I have a good wife, and it does say that let's go to Ecclesiasticus 26, I believe. Let's see, Ecclesiastes 26:1. Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife, for the numbers of his days shall be double. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace. A good wife is a good portion, which shall be given in the portion of them that fear Yahawah. And you can't lie to Yahawah. He knows who you are, you know. It says, all right, Ecclesiastes 26:22. A harlot shall be accounted as spittle, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. And she does help. Ecclesiastes 26:23. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth Yahawah. So, you know, the Lord, you can't fool the Lord. You know, you might go out there, you know, doing lessons, and you might be out there faking the funk, you know, and the Lord knows how your heart is. You know, you can't fool the Lord. And so if you get a wicked woman, that's your portion, because you're a wicked man. You know, it says, a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. That's Ecclesiastes 26:25. It says, that's it right there, brothers. Well, you know, for all I got to say to my brothers, don't be scared to get you a good woman to help you, because we do need, that's why the Lord says she is a helpmeet for us as man of Yahawah. They make our life easier. If you find a real woman, she will make your life easier. You know, a real woman is gonna go to work and help you. You know, pay your bills, rear your children. You know, and it, that way you won't be lonely. You know, the Lord wants for you to have a good life, especially if you're a man of the Lord. He wants for you the best. You know, if it be His will, you know, you'll find you a good woman. Don't be scared to take her on. You know, test her out. I'm not saying just lay with her the first day, man. Date her for a while before you make her your wife. Make sure that she is a virtuous woman and not a harlot. And sisters, don't be afraid to follow Yahawah. If you're a woman of Yahawah, the laws and the scriptures, you will follow them. And you're not going to be ashamed to follow them. And you're not going to be offended whenever we bring out the scriptures, like where it says a woman won't usurp authority over a man. A woman should keep silence in the church. You know, there's a lot of scriptures that are somewhat offensive, but as a woman, you know your place. Follow them. If you're really a woman of Yahawah, then none of these scriptures are going to be grievous to you, because you want to serve them. You know, a woman is a servant to the man. So a woman being a servant to the man, she's to help him, but he's supposed to love that woman like Yahawashi loved the church. So brothers, don't get it twisted. You know, she's sitting here to help you, but you know, you got to love her too. If you love her, treat her like how you want to be treated, you know, and that's the way to make it work, man. You got to treat your women good, man. A man of the Lord don't treat women like shit. And that's all I got to say, man. Call halal, ahba, Yahawah, baha Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the brothers in the Akim out there doing the work in truth and sincerity. Until next time, amen.